Welcome to the RuPaul's Drag Race Recap Show for Season 7, Episode 7, titled Snatch Game. My name is Joe Betance from the podcast Catching Up, and I am joined by my two amazing co-hosts. From the podcast Dubious Intent Plus, we have Daniel J. Brewer.
I'm Batman. That's my Snatch Game.
What does the J stand for, by the way?
The J stands for Batman.
And from the podcasts Big Silly Homo and Cocktails and Cream Puffs, welcome back, Donna Suggarz.
Yes.
Get into it.
I'm so happy to be back.
I know, we missed you last week.
We would like to extend a very...
I'm having that printed on my panties.
We'd like to extend a very sincere thank you to Taylor the Latte Boy for filling in for Donna last week.
I do find it hilarious that me and him had the same, almost the same jokes. It's amazing.
It was.
Great minds think alike.
They do. This week, it's the long-awaited Snatch Game. There's drama when two girls want to perform the same character and a couple of the girls soar, while some queens fail to perform. In the end, Max and Jaden are in the bottom two, and Max is told to sashay away. Ladies, any initial thoughts?
It was a good episode. It was kind of an okay episode, I think. Right? Shock ending, but for the most part, it played really well on the bar, by the way. Most of the jokes landed really well. There was most of the Katya lines got huge laughter. So, yeah, it was a good episode. It
was a big episode for Katya this week. Yeah, I saw the first half in a bar yesterday because the house where I'm house sitting does not have a television, but the volume was too low. So I just left halfway through and just watched it later. But yeah, the jokes that we could hear were landing.
Yes. Yeah, it was good. Where did you watch it, Donna?
I watched it about an hour and a half ago on my computer.
Nice, yeah.
I'm sorry. Monday nights, I do a little podcast, and then I go to work, and I usually come home Tuesdays and watch them on logotv.com.
Now, Donna, the place where you do the podcast, doesn't that person have a television that you could watch it after, or he doesn't want to watch it?
They do, but by the end of that day, I realized I've woken up at 6:30. I've gone to work a full 8-hour day, and then I have done show prep, and then done an hour and a half to 2 hours
Donna,
worth of show.
It just sounds like you're just not, your heart's not in this, honey.
It's just a lot.
Do we need to PayPal you the $2 so you can buy the episode on Amazon and watch it during your lunch break on your phone?
Then I would go through my bandwidth. But no, I'm like I look forward to coming home.
You don't have Wi-Fi at work?
No, he wouldn't need that. If he downloads it, they release it at midnight. If he downloads it at night before he goes to work on his phone, he could just watch on his phone bandwidth free.
But
this is one of my favorite days of the week. I come home from work, I relax, I eat, I make some food, I watch some Drag Race, I watch Untucked, I get my notes ready, and then I record a show with two of my favorite people.
Wait, who are that? Who's that?
He does another recap show.
Oh, okay. So this is like the warm up
right
for
after
this.
this.
Right. Okay,
he does a recap show with Johnny McGovern and another cool person. Well, let's jump into the show. After the elimination from last week, Jaden washes off Candied Ho's lipstick mirror message.
Everything happens. Number 4, a reason. Pero la vida continúa. Big things will come. Candy Ho. XOXO.
Totally worth it to hear Donna Suggarz.
That was actually totally worth it.
Yes.
Max was not too happy with Michelle's criticism, but Violet and Kennedy think Max needs to take the thoughts to heart.
One wig that's not gray, and then I'm going back to gray. Sorry, Michelle. She was like, and what did I tell you last week?
Bitch, if they gave me specifics, I would fucking do it.
Miss Max still choose to pull out them dust-ass gray-ass wigs. I would like to see her at the bottom so she can get a reality check. IJS. I'm just saying.
My takeaway from that is that Kennedy wants to see Violet on a bottom. I don't know. I got nothing.
Can we talk about... Frankly, I could care less about that other than Kennedy trying to get us, like, IJS. Like, bitch, you're trying to what? Start a new little... Yeah, no. Stop.
I'll say it. I still like it better than you always got. Wait, there's always time for
There's
a cocktail.
Always time for... Should I play the song? There's always time for a cocktail.
Donna, did you hear the song?
Oh, Lord, there's a song.
Wait, did you not listen to last week? So you weren't on the shows last week, so you just decided you weren't even going to listen to it.
How did I completely miss that?
I
was listening at quadruple speed.
Did not even listen to last week. it just goes downhill.
I thought this was a joke.
No.
I really thought you guys were fucking around. I thought this was a joke.
Oh, if only. If only.
I thought
we
Joe
were.
threw that together.
Yeah, you know what? I actually would do something like that.
Here's my thing. I just want to address this really quickly.
Yeah.
Did Max, like the overarching theme of this week's show is, have any of you bitches ever watched this show before? Right? They all
No.
and it's like, really? Didn't Milk go home for the same reason? Like, didn't he changed one thing that Michelle kept wanting him to change, and that was the week he went home. Like, I want you to not wear the contacts one. I want you to not wear your or whatever it was that.
We can talk about this now,
You're talking
but I
about
think
when
Go
Nina
ahead.
Flowers.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
And Nina Flowers made it to the top 3.
Don't ever listen to Michelle Visage. Don't ever.
No, but I also think Max fell apart emotionally on this show. I mean, we see that.
Yeah.
Like, we
I
don't
think
know
that
what.
she's been pulling out these beautiful looks, but she just wasn't emotionally there, and that's what we were seeing the show. This show has been all about people just breaking down emotionally because they are at the end of their rope.
Well, yeah, this is a race, right? I mean, this is very fast, one right after the other. I mean, they don't have a week between like we do.
Yeah. Now, I do need to throw this out here because it was probably my favorite part of the show is when Pearl was reading Kennedy's look from last week.
Oh, yes.
And then does the fake toke. And I'm like, bitch, you are the last person to talk about being on drugs.
Now,
on the show,
in
okay?
fairness, Pearl was doing a crack pipe mime, right?
Okay.
So it was a very specific drug. So,
Well, you know what I do like, and this goes with our Pearl's a big druggy theory, is notice that she really stepped up her game once the drugs wore off. When she went through her.
I'm thinking the first couple of weeks really were a detox.
Yes.
She was trying to get it out of her system.
she should have gone and had a heart-to-heart talk with Miss Fame and
Yeah,
Katya.
because
Anyway.
she came to fucking life. She's come to life. I didn't pull the clips, but some of her jokes on Snatch Game were really good.
I had to Google who that was.
Yeah, I did too.
I didn't know. I still don't know who it
is.
is. I still don't know.
Is that a Bravo person?
I don't. It's
I don't
It's
know.
from Mob Wives. I don't know though.
Is that a
don't
Bravo
watch that
thing,
show.
or is that one of those like?
Well, this is
that
one
like
of-
from the Discovery Channel. Now that they're doing like swamp people and Amish and whatever all that crap.
Oh, we'll talk about their looks later. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah. It's a brand new day in the workroom, and there's little time to spare. After a rather vague video message from Ru and special guest Bianca Del Rio, RuPaul himself enters the room to deliver this week's main stage challenge.
Oh, yeah. Volume's not on.
We're super pro this.
So, today, it's time to find out who else you can be. That's right.
Oh, no.
This week's Maxi Challenge. Snatch Game! Now go on and hashtag that.
Snatch Game is the challenge that every fan of RuPaul's Drag Race has been waiting for. We put on these giant
Yes.
latex frog costumes and we go through a fiery obstacle course. Okay, all right, I'm sorry. You compete on a live game show, a parody of the Match Game.
So,
Which nobody under the age of 45 has ever seen.
Yeah, when they come back from commercial, they do a thing, and Pearl, it goes, he's like, it's a game, and he totally, a producer fed you what that show was.
Yeah.
I think at this
You know.
point they have cards like read what's on this card, Pearl. Pearl, I'll give you this little baggie of pills if you read what's on the card.
Now, come on. Now, every single year they do Snatch Game. I'm sure some of them have read up on it ahead of time.
You know,
Wait, Daniel. Half of them come in doing the stupidest characters.
All right,
they
no, but-
know we're going to get them kicked off every single year.
Yes, but in Pearl's defense, Pearl clearly did her homework because she came in, she did a character, right? She did.
That's
and
true.
she-
Pearl did her homework,
Okay,
but there are certain
okay.
people like, even like the.
Should we talk about what they're all doing?
Oh,
I
read
haven't
the
I guess
script.
we'll get to
read
that in a
the
second.
script.
Oh, there's a
Tom.
script? Okay. Yeah, I'm reading the script. Let's do this.
So, I mean, there's not really much to say. I mean, it's Snatch Game. It seems like Snatch Game now is sort of the benchmark, not only for the audience, but for the cast members there. That seems to be like the mark of whether you made it on the show is whether you make it to Snatch Game.
Okay.
Yeah, because they mentioned that several times.
We're on episode 7.
Uh-huh.
Is this the normal? Why do I feel like this took so long to get the Snatch Game?
Because it's just been a torturous season so far.
Like, I don't know why. I just had the feeling that Snatch Game was usually episode 4 or 5. I
This
don't know
seems
why
about
I keep
right.
going there. I mean, I'm going to have to go look at. I've got all the seasons here on my computer. But please
To be
continue.
honest, I think what happens in most seasons is you don't even know that the show starts and then you binge watch like 4 episodes halfway through the season and you're like, oh, that's right, it's so started and I got to get caught up, and then it seems like it came a lot faster.
I don't know. It did seem later this year than usual. You're kind of waiting. Now is the thing, we're waiting to get to Snatch Game, because it also seems that the show takes off right after Snatch Game. Like, it's like, okay, we just did that. Now it's going to, boom.
Oh my God.
Right to the end.
Just like a big Harley convention going by somebody's house.
I know it was this one over here.
You know what it is that Snatch Game set is kind of built to house 8 people, right?
Yeah.
So there's always going to be 8 people when they do Snatch Game. So
I feel that there's been a 10. I think Donna's right. I feel I've seen it with 10 before. All right. As the girls break up to work on their Snatch Game characters, it doesn't take long for Violet Chachki and Miss Fame to come to a horrifying realization.
Who are you doing? I'm doing Donatella Versace.
I'm doing Donatella Versace.
we're all doing
I've been working on
Donatella.
Donatella Versace for like 8 months.
They want me to be out there, and I think that this would be a great chance for me to kind of push myself outside of the pretty little box. I've been planning to do Donatella since the first time I auditioned for RuPaul's Drag Race. I mean, come on, girl.
Sounds like one of you has to be the bigger person and just bow out.
Did you bring a backup character?
Not at all. Not at all. I literally don't have any other choice. I'm doing it.
All right. I just got to say this.
Okay.
I don't mean to be mean.
Sure.
But really, you've been working on that for 8 months, and in Miss Fame's case, since the very first time you tried out, you haven't been working on that. It's like that was no work put there. There was no work shown there. That end product was not a culmination of work being done.
Okay, now I need to go back to something. So the Donna Suggarz Research Lab has gone through the seasons.
Yes.
And seasons 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Snatch Game was episode 5.
Wow.
Oh.
So that's why it felt like it was so late. Where the fuck was my Snatch Game?
Right.
Why is it episode 7 this year? Why are we breaking from tradition?
Don't know.
Okay, sorry. Please continue.
Where were we?
I don't know. I'm
you were
scared.
talking about
I'm scared.
Donatella Versace.
Donna
Donatella.
leaves. Donna leaves for a week. She doesn't even fucking listen to the show that we recorded, and now she's back. You're just getting all bossy around me. She's like a big old pushy
love it.
queen this week.
Look, here's the thing. Donatella Versace, why was that the big thing this year? I mean, obviously she's a fierce look to sort of have on a drag queen thing, but they didn't prep anything.
Yeah,
I don't think it's funny.
Yeah, let's talk about their characters when we get to that point, because I do have a lot to say about the ones that they picked. To me, it was
Is there some
I think it's just like the show. We're just trying to get to the
That's right.
actual.
Let's get to it.
Okay.
While the girls work on their costumes, Rue pops in to check in on their progress. Miss Fame fills Rue in on the controversy, and Rue shares her own perspective.
Was that a discussion, or she
Yeah,
said,
no.
I am doing Donatella?
No, she didn't have a backup. And
Well, listen, Miss Fame, the competition is really narrowing down. So you've got to go for the jugular. You were kind enough to change your first choice. But, being kind is one thing, but being the winner is a completely different thing.
Ooh,
I just want you to do
girl.
what's in your best interest, not in the best interest of the other contestants.
well, shit, I'll be Versace. This is a competition. Sometimes you have to step over other girls to get where you want to go. So, sorry, girl.
Well, but okay, here's the thing. I want to say this right now. Let's say Rue's right. Why doesn't she give the same advice to Violet Chachki? She actually kind of forces Violet Chachki to change her character.
I don't think so. I think she asks. I think Rue is just like, well, Donatella Versace is not that good of a character anyway. Like, what else do you got? But if you heard that, and I don't want to jump too far ahead, but if you heard, he's like, Pearl was telling her, you don't have to do it just because. And I think, love her or not, whether you like her or not, Violet has her head in the game. She's like, if we both go out doing the same character, we're going to be the two lip syncing for our life because that plays well on TV. Here's the two people that played the same character, and we're going to.
Oh, did she say that? Why didn't?
No. I'm just saying that's got to be. I mean, she's playing this game to win.
It was inferred that she knew how harshly it would be if the two of them came out and did the same.
because she said, well, I was going to do Donatella when it was just me, but now, then I'm going to be directly compared to her.
Here's the funny thing, and we'll talk more about this when we get to. Well, no, I don't actually pull any Alyssa Edwards clips. I mean, I feel like Violet Chachki got the better end of the deal because her Alyssa Edwards was great.
It was. Yeah, I mean, it's clear she and Pearl were were safe and were sent back to the room.
Her Alyssa Edwards was great and was better. I doubt Violet Chachki's Donatella Versace would have been much better. Do you think, or do you think it would have been better that she's sort of in it and gets it?
See, I don't.
She swears that it would have been, and she swears that Donatella was going to be the greatest thing on the planet. But frankly, I wasn't a huge fan of her Alyssa Edwards. She did a couple of things that were very Alyssa Edwards. She did that thing with her chin to give the no chin, but I wasn't a huge fan of it. it.
You know
of
who-
course, I hate Alyssa Edwards.
Well, I was going to say, you know who was a huge fan of it was Alyssa Edwards. There's actually, it went up today, a video of Alyssa Edwards' reaction to Violet playing it.
Oh, I want to see that.
I texted you about this earlier. I said if you wanted
did,
to pull, yeah.
You know,
I said
someone told me I haven't been getting my text messages.
Oh, girl. No,
Oh, you know what? I got to take my phone, and my phone broke. Thank God I have insurance.
My
Maybe it's
phone
partly
broke.
Oh, there we go. Okay, sorry about that.
Do you want to hear Alyssa's reaction? I can probably skip to that.
My name is Alyssa.
I can skip to the section where she probably does that. Let's see. Here she goes.
Gay.
No, she's pulling her ear.
Well, you know what?
Hold on.
You
Here she
find
is.
it.
Flew me all the way over here to Los Angeles to tell me there was a surprise. And I thought I was getting proposed to on Alyssa's secret. And instead, I got cracked, honey, when Miss Violet Chachki had did me for the Snatch game. I have to say, though, I'm kind of flattered that Miss Violet had did me because I am a fan of hers. I am. That's bold to do another queen. I don't think I could do that. Girl, she was over there the whole time. And Violet, I want to thank you for doing your homework. You had that hair out, you had that bow on, you had your pageant jewels, you had your asymmetrical dress, you had your nails. I'm proud of you for having your nails on, woman. I saw them nails, I look at those details. Did she have her Red Bull can up there? Because I didn't see that Red Bull can. Miss Violet had rehearsed that tongue pop, bitch, and all these hands and all this. I know she didn't send her waist for that gig, honey. Oh my gosh. Me and Violet, I'm bringing Violet on this show. I need y'all to fly her over here, get Miss Violet over here. Now I need you to come up in here on my Monday gig, girl, dressed as me to be my stunt double, girl, and sit right in my
she
face.
goes on. Yeah.
Okay, we get it.
Meow, 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 meow. I thought when you're supposed to be doing Snatch Game, you're supposed to be dressed like a woman.
Oh, the shade of it all.
Okay, can I just throw this out here? Okay, so there was when we start to talk about these, there was a lot of conversation about how, well, Snatch Game you should be playing a woman, Snatch Game you should be playing a woman. So then it's okay to play a drag queen for Snatch Game as long as it's hilarious.
No,
is that what the rule is?
No, and I think the only
look at Alaska got away with it.
No. All right, here's the thing. There wasn't. No one said you had to play a woman. It was just there was a clip from Katya that basically said snatch means vagina. I mean, that's the two. In other words, it's called Snatch Game. That means vagina. And it was just. But there was no official rule of that. I mean, obviously, here's what we know. Here's what we know. I don't want to get too far ahead because Joe's pulled all these clips. But here's what we know. We know in the past that people wanted to do something and the producers turned them down and said, no, you have to go to a different choice, right? We've read interviews with other queens from past seasons that's like, well, I wanted to do this character for Snatch Game, but I was told by the producers, no, I can't do that. And so I had to pick another one. It's like, so we know going in, right, that you're not necessarily going to get your first choice. So it's kind of stupid not to have a backup plan, right?
Oh, shit. Okay, well then I'm just going to start. I'm going to start learning some accents and some different things, and I'm just going to play 15 different damn characters. I'm going to create a one-man show. Because I watch. They're going to not let me do my first choice.
Will you be allowed to speak in your one-man show?
No, I will just giggle and smile, stand in the corner.
Onward.
Meanwhile, well, I guess we don't need to do the clip where it says, meanwhile, Rue gently pushes Violet Chachki to abandon her Donatella Versace impression and pursue a different character.
And she did.
We've discussed this. Let's move on.
Okay.
During the Snatch Game, Max struggles with his impression of past winner Sharon Needles.
Our first star is drag superstar from the House of Han, Sharon Needles. Have you been to any good seances lately?
I just got back from one.
That's not even Sharon. Doesn't sound anything like Sharon Needles.
No.
The look was spot on.
Yeah,
though.
the look was great.
We got to give her the look was great.
Yeah.
Crickets.
You want the next one?
Well, there's another clip.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Marcia Rossi says that Ellen DeGeneres is so hilarious. Even her blank makes her laugh.
But RuPaul, I'm going to have to say coins, honey, makes them laugh. Yes, because they're so rich, they pee pennies, child.
Such a stupid answer.
All right, let's go over here to Sharon Needles.
I said temper tantrums. And you know why?
Why?
Because Ellen never has temper tantrums.
Wait a minute, let me get this straight.
Yes.
Her temper tantrums make her laugh because Ellen does not have temper tantrums.
She does, but everything she says is so damn funny, you can't even tell.
What, is she losing her mind?
Sorry, I'm sorry, I just dozed off. What happened?
Yeah, it was a bit rough. It was a bit rough.
But as we'll see, she kind of had a meltdown during the critiques. But do you think she was starting to crack under the pressure?
It's so hard to tell because I don't know how many questions they went through. I don't know. It seems like a really dumb answer to me. It was just kind of like that. That was temper tantrums in and of itself is not a bad answer to that question. But then the whole explanation just kind of like completely fell apart.
Wait, hold on for a second. Hold on. Daniel, you don't think that's a dumb answer? Okay.
No. Take the sentence. Portia says that Ellen is so funny that even her blank makes her laugh. Even her temper tantrums make her laugh. That's not a bad answer. It's not the greatest answer in the world, but it makes...
It just needed a punchline.
Right. I'm just saying her explanation of it just made no sense. Her explanation kind of like took what little meaning there was in it and just kind of pulled that right out. So,
Daniel, who would you do in the Snatch game?
I'm Batman.
Okay. Donna? Oh, wait, Donna, you don't want to give that away.
I'll give it away. I know exactly who I would do. I would do the Barefoot Contessa.
Oh, that's a good one.
Which I think is hysterical. Plus, all I have to do is wear an oversized shirt and a easy bob. And I think it's I think it's an absolute hysterical character. And
if they turn that one down, can I suggest another alternative for you?
Who?
Mario Batali.
Well, as we know, now really you can play any celebrity you want as long as it's funny.
I'm sorry, it has to be a girl,
Daniel,
so I would do Guy Fieri. I'm sorry,
did you pull the RuPaul Twitter? Didn't they were going to put more Snatch Game questions?
Yes, there are. There are more
so we'll have to do them as our characters.
Yes, we will. Who would you play, Joe?
I can't really do impressions. I guess the only impression I can just like fake is Jerry Seinfeld. Just the standard like, who are these people? That's what it would be. It would just be talking like this.
We'll just be really good at your lip sync and you'll be okay. You'll be okay.
I really can't do impressions.
I always said I wanted to do the one that I really wanted to do, which is fucking Milk did last season and did a terrible job at.
What?
I'm kind of I really want to do Julia Child. I thought because I think that's such an amazing character, but Milk did such a terrible job. I don't know. I don't think I'd ever be able to do it.
All right. Well, I have the question, so if we want to do that, we can.
Yeah, let's do that.
No. I'm not prepared.
Shut up.
Kennedy Davenport's impersonation of musician Little Richard was a hit.
What say you, Little Richard?
Well, me and Batman and Robin have a lot in common, baby. I said a bathhouse in a dark room with glory holes. It'll be a lot of singing going on up in there, honey.
I'm sorry, Little Richard. That is not a match.
Oh, shut up.
Now, Daniel, I'm glad I pulled this clip because you have not been a fan of Kennedy Davenport. What did you think of her as Little Richard?
I enjoyed her Little Richard. I bought her explanation for it, right? Which is, Little Richard is a drag queen. I don't care whatever you want to say. And I've never really been that hung up on like having to play a female character because I come from the era where there was a yearly fundraiser at the bars called Turnabout, where all the bartenders would do drag and all the drag queens would tend bar. And it was a big fundraiser they would do every year. And so these drag queens would do their drag characters dressed as a boy. So it was kind of like that whole Victor Victoria thing where you had like a boy dressed as a woman dressed as a boy.
I call that drag. It's dragception.
Right.
It really is.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I was fine with I thought she did a great job. And I'm going to go ahead and say that it's coming up later, but I'm going to go ahead and just get it out of the way. I thought Ginger did a great job.
Wow. We're going to hear it.
Okay.
Do you have any thoughts on Kennedy as Little Richard there, Donna?
I thought it was hysterical. I don't know if it was intentional, but was her mustache intentionally glued on wrong? Did anyone else notice that weird white thing?
It was.
Like, was that supposed to be like that?
I don't know if it was supposed to be or not, but it was funny.
So. It was still funny. He looked amazing. I love the shoulder pads. It was too much.
Yeah.
Jaden Dior Fierce struggled with her impression of Raven Simone.
All right, down to our next star. This Cosby kid is all grown up. Welcome, Raven Simone.
I just had a vision.
Really?
I'm a lesbian now.
Oh, my goodness. That's so Raven.
That is so
neat. Now, Raven Simone. That's so Raven.
I just saw it.
What is it?
She blows him.
Unfortunately, Raven, that is not a match.
I'll try again. No, I saw the same thing.
Same thing.
All right.
Now, I didn't see that so Raven.
Nor did I. Yeah, to me.
That's something that Raven did? Did she get visions?
Apparently, shit. I mean, apparently none of us have seen it.
I think Raven Simone got sucked into that whole like psychic hotline thing, whatever. The person, not the show. I don't think it had anything to do with That's So Raven, the show. I think it had to do with Raven Simone. Kind of like, remember when Dionne Warwick or whoever did or Deanna Ross, whoever it was, it was Dionne Warwick that did the psychic hotline. Yeah. I think Raven Simone was that in that ilk.
And I think this was a very stupid choice. Like, this is a person who's not funny in any way. Even when she's acting herself, she's not funny. Like,
now
Raven is not a funny character.
I'm going to defend her just a little bit.
Okay.
In the sense that the critique, I didn't think it was funny, but the critique that we got from later on was the fact that she was just doing the same thing over and over and it was boring. But really, when you get right down to it, it's like Kennedy was doing the same thing every time. Like, just woo, shut up. I mean, it's just like, it's just in one case it worked and in the other case it didn't work. So I don't think inherently, repeating things, as an impression is necessarily bad. But that being said, it's fucking Raven Simone. It was just like, who the fuck is that? I mean, that's such an obscure D-list celebrity. It's just...
Yeah, might as well do Kathy Griffin.
Right.
I think at the end of the day, it's one of these things. If you're funny, then it's going to work. And so Kennedy was funny. And so the fact that the lines were funny, and then she would do the woo, I can't do it. And the shut up. And,
and to me, I mean, we're going to play this clip right now. Go ahead and tell me the clip and then we'll do it. And then I'll
performing as Adele, Ginger Minge stole the show.
In England are you from, Adele?
My house.
All right. Dorothy blanks the Tin Man.
Well, if it was me, I would say she rips out his heart and then sings a whole album about it and gets really popular. But it's not me.
No.
So I said she polishes his chrome.
It's a good answer, but not a match, darling.
Well, could I get a match, please? It's a fake cigarette.
Her Cockney's hysterical.
She did a great job as Adele. But I just want to say this: the two winners of this challenge, not for nothing, and keep this in mind, Donna Suggarz, possible future contestant on this show. The two winners played A-list celebrities. The two winners played Little Richard and Adele, two A-list celebrities.
Wait, you're calling Little Richard an A-list celebrity?
He was in his time.
Yeah,
okay.
Who doesn't?
Someone that everybody knows.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Right.
Everyone knows who Little Richard is, right?
Unless you talk to a young homosexual. I mean, the young people don't know him, but that's just because they're stupid.
Well, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, I'm just saying, who else on that panel really played an A-list celebrity? And it's like, that's, nobody.
This season was a really good season for Ginger to be on this show. There have been a lot of acting and comedy challenges.
Yeah.
And it's given her room to shine. This is the season that a friend of ours should have probably gone on.
Now, here's the thing, and you know that I don't care for Ginger as a person.
No, we know this.
But let me just say this. This is my dislike of Ginger is actually quite nuanced, right? I don't like her over preparedness, right? Her canned responses in the points where she's supposed to be being real. In this case, she clearly worked on that impression. She had props. She had, go-to lines already created. She did what we were promised with the Donatella, that they had been working on it for 8 months. She clearly worked on this character. She had lines come up for it. And that is where those kind of pulling out pre-written lines and everything really works, right? This is a stage performance, and that's what it is. What I don't like about her is when it feels like she's being fake when she's supposed to be being real. Like when she's supposed to be being real and she's giving what is clearly a pre-written line. So that's my nuanced dislike of Ginger.
Okay.
Thank you, Daniel.
You're welcome.
I think you're eventually going to have sex with Ginger Minge.
Oh, God.
Back on the panel, Miss Fame struggles with her impression of Donatella Versace.
From the House of Versace, it's Donatella Versace.
Donatella Versace, House Down Boots Rue. How are you?
I'm doing great. Now, is it pronounced Versace or Versace?
It depends on where you come from.
And apparently I come from Russia. I'm sorry, there's another clip.
All right, Donatella Versace.
This is not the doctor's prescription refill card. I must be confused. But I did say house down Versace boots, eh?
What is wrong with her? I think she's crazy too.
Here's the thing is I think she's naturally funny, but she doesn't know it. Like if she was up there, doing some country character talking to the chickens and whatever, it would be funny. But yeah, I don't know what this impression was. I don't even know who Donatella Versace. I mean, I Googled it. I know who she is, but it's just like, what is the significance of her? It's like, what has she been on TV that we would even recognize her from?
I'll tell you what it is. And this is what I saw this episode too. And we could talk about this here. It seems a lot of them do old SNL characters. So Donatella Versace was a character that Maya Rudolph, I think, used to do her, right? And so they think they're doing that. And also, as good of a job as Katya did, Katya was essentially doing Kristen Wiig doing Susie Orman.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So we are going to talk about the other people.
No,
we
do you
talked
not?
about it. Yeah.
Honey, do you not see the script?
Yes,
it's all laid out.
I think what Donna's referring to, I didn't pull any other clips from anybody else. We can do an open discussion.
And it doesn't even say that we're going to discuss the other people.
Yeah, we can discuss them right now. Let's do it right now.
Okay, fine. Let's talk about the other people. Go start from the top left and tell me what you thought of who was the top left.
Sharon Needles.
What did you think of Sharon Needles, Donna Suggarz?
Terrible.
It was awful.
Look was great, but the voice was off. It wasn't funny at all.
Also, as much as I like Sharon Needles, as much as I enjoyed her on season 4, she's not a celebrity per se. It's like this is, she would never have actually been on the actual Match Game, right? It's like she's a reality show star. She's not a, it's anyway.
Well, let me ask you this question, Daniel. I happened to run across this on the internet over the weekend, and it is actually very funny. They did the Snatch game on one of those, on a Battle of the Seasons live performance.
Yes.
And it was Alaska playing Laganja Estranja.
All right.
It was hilarious. It was, what's the name of that woman from season 5 who won? Jinx Monsoon played Betty Davis, which is incredible. Mm-hmm. And then Pandora Box played Alaska.
And I think in a live show like that, where everyone there is a super fan, and it is called Battle of the Seasons, where they are the headlining billing acts, I think that is appropriate. But for a brand new season, right? Like this is supposed to be all brand new, right? This isn't an all-star show. This isn't like some self-referential show. This is a brand new show. Give me some damn celebrities. There's an entire universe of celebrities out there that you could impersonate
outside of RuPaul's Drag Race,
right? And it's just like, and look at what we got. We got Raven Simone. We got 2 former Drag Race contestants. We got motivational speaker, and
which one was the motivational speaker?
I think he's talking about Susie Orman.
Susie Orman.
I thought she was like a financial person.
She is, because she's like a TV host.
Oh, okay.
Right. And then some mob wife, and
that was horrible.
Was scary, but
right. And then, but I'm just saying,
I looked at the pictures of her real life, and that's just as scary.
There were only 2 actual celebrities on that panel, and those were the 2 that won. So it was, Adele and Little Richard were the only 2 actual celebrities that were impersonated, as far as I'm concerned. Everything else was C-list or less.
But, okay, now taking this season comparing it to previous seasons, I hate to say this, I think this is probably one of the best seasons I've seen for overall funniness of people. Yeah, there were 3 bad people. Max was terrible, Jaden was terrible, Fame was terrible, but the rest of them had really funny lines that were funny. We've never had a season where there were this many queens that were hilarious.
That's true. Donna's right. It's usually just 1 or 2 who's funny, and the other ones are just doing like Beyonce, who doesn't say anything.
Like, I mean, can we go back to season 2 where that Puerto Rican did RuPaul, and it was fucking terrible?
All right, continuing on. I mean, so
Susie Orman was next.
Susie Orman. What did you think of Susie?
Oh no! I'm sorry. Raven Simone was next, but we covered Raven Simone. How horrible that was.
So what did you think? What did you think of Katya's Susie Orman, Donna?
I thought it was funny. I think that she could have done something funnier. I think the line she did, she was more funnier injecting herself into other people's answers than she was in her own answers.
That's a really good point. That's true.
And that's what saved. I think that's what really saved her, is that she had some moments where someone would say something and she would just jump in with something that was hysterical.
Yes, which that is her strong point. Katya is a very funny person, and she's very quick-witted. Anyway, so then down in the next row we had the big mob wife with the big tits, which just seemed like I'm sorry, I know you love Pearl, but it just seemed like a one-trick pony there. It's like, here's this obscure celebrity that, how are you going to go wrong in that? Because nobody knows who the fuck it is.
So here's the thing. You bring up a good point, which is one of my criticisms of us on the show is that there's this strong confirmation bias, which is there are the queens we like and we defend them to the death, and then there's the ones that we don't like and we, no matter what they do.
But wait, why are we?
I know.
We're not supposed to be impartial.
You were nuanced.
No. What I'm saying is we're not supposed to be impartial. We're recapping a show that we're fans of a show that we all have that's fine to have.
See, I have absolutely no problem in saying the fact that I'm a huge Max fan, and I'm really but she did terribly this week, and everything that's happened to her, she did to herself. I still am kind of disgusted by Ginger Minj, but she put her pussy on the table and dropped the mic. Like she pulled it out.
Yeah, she did a great job.
And that's fine. So what I'm coming to is I'm really trying to not be like that, but I kind of think, even though I didn't know who this character was, there was that line about Batman and Robin, and she said mansion. And then they said, but he already lives in a mansion. And she goes, look, I
had a difficult childhood. I didn't watch fucking Batman and Robin.
That's a great line. Am I wrong? That's not a great line?
No, not really.
No, she was funny.
Yeah.
But she also looked just enough like her that it was funny. But, but I don't know the character.
Yeah, that's just it.
Really
I don't
appreciate it.
I don't know the character, so it's like I don't know what she's like. I know Adele, so I know that that sounds like Adele, right? That Adele is kind of ditzy, and Adele is kind of like that. Makes those really off the cuff flip remarks that make no sense.
She does sing like an angel, and then when you hear her talk, she's fucking cockney as hell.
And she's an idiot. But and Susie Orman is very much makes cheesy jokes and stuff.
Katya was really doing Kristen Wiig doing Susie Orman. And then so we covered already Donatella Versace. Then next with Little Richard we covered, and I guess we covered. Did we cover Adele? Yeah, we covered it. So those are the other ones.
Awesome.
Yep, I agree.
All right. It's Elimination Day, and it's also the halfway point of the episode, which means it's time for another dramatic episode of what I'm calling Herstrionics.
Oh, you're so clever.
Thank you. This week, Katya asks to have a talk with Miss Fame.
Can I talk to you? I would love to talk with you. What's going on? I am like kind of freaking out. I've been completely sober for the past year and a half. Most of the time, I'm fine, but being away from my network of support has been brutal. I know that Fame is sober, so she's the only other person who can understand exactly what I'm going through.
Katya shares her struggle, and Miss Fame lends support to Katya to aid in her sobriety. In this clip, Katya gets emotional.
Sorry. Say that again. I'll edit it.
Katya shares her struggle, and Miss Fame lends support to Katya to aid in her sobriety. In this clip, Katya gets emotional.
I'll tell you, the first day I came in here, the first thing I thought of was like, you don't belong here. You're not good enough.
So...
You pulled the
I know. I didn't realize like how badly I've actually never been able to love myself. And it's like you are love. You are loved.
That's bold talk for somebody whose YouTube channel is called We Love Katya.
So what is it? I talked about this last week, and I feel like Taylor did an amazing job pointing out that it's, this is when the queens are vulnerable because they're putting on their makeup. How is this happening every week? This doesn't seem producer engineered. How can a producer say like...
I've thought about this because I was also, unlike Donna Suggarz, I listened to last week's episode, and I was like, oh, that is a good point. I wonder why it's like that. And then I got to thinking, I was like, I think this is the only time that they talk to each other. I think that they're basically segregated at night from each other to keep them from having these conversations. So it's like in the workroom is when they have these conversations because they're not on stage doing a challenge where they can't talk to each other. This is their time to actually talk to each other and to get to know each other. And I think, they're probably in that workroom for 5 or 6 hours. And this is what happens, right? You talk to people.
Yeah, but what I will say, I'm not an alcoholic or any type of addict that would go to those kind of meetings, but the big thing about someone who's recovering from alcohol or drugs or anything like that is having your support system and having your sponsor. So obviously, if he's in a tough emotional state, these are the kind of high-stress environments that lead people back to their addictions.
Right. Well, not like he can run out to the store and get some alcohol.
Yeah, that was the point I was going to make. He's in a safe environment.
If his addiction was alcohol, he could easily go right back to drinking.
Yeah, that's true. They could probably order room service and stuff. I'm sure they can get.
I'm sure there are certain limitations, but at the same time, like he's in LA. Trust me, it's not hard for him to go out and find some drugs. But it's talking to someone he knew was also sober like him, who probably went through the same thing. He really was just treating Miss Fame like his sponsor, and just he needed that. And Fame instantly understood what was happening and offered the support needed to get them going. So more power to Fame. Like I respect Fame for this.
Which is so funny because again, Fame seems so together in this moment, and then later on, like in different parts of the show, will seem like a crazy person.
Yeah,
that's so funny. That's it. But the other thing too, we don't also know when this happened, or was it imagined? This could have happened week 8 or week 4. We don't know that.
Other than they were wearing the clothes that they were in later, doing their makeup and stuff. So it was probably in the right order. I would say this was probably done in the right order.
Well, I just think it's funny. Every week at the 21-minute mark, look at this. Someone's going to be sad about someone dying, or they're an alcoholic, or... Okay. On the main stage, RuPaul strides down the runway in dazzling couture and introduces this week's guest judges, Michael Urie and Tamar Braxton.
You mean Tony Braxton?
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of these reality shows. So who's Tamar Braxton?
I don't know. That's like saying, and we have a princess, and he's like, wait, which one? Which one? Oh, it's like Princess Anne.
I think there's a reality show about Toni Braxton's family, and I think she's a character on that show.
I'm just saying. Come on.
I don't know. I don't watch that show. And
I'm sorry, I only watched 3 reality shows. This is one.
Mm-hmm.
I watch Project Runway every so often when I have cable, and I like Face Off. Like, other than that, I really don't care.
There you go.
Well, what's funny, I guess the phrase "Yes, God" must be her phrase, because someone did Tamar Braxton either last year or the year before on Snatch Game.
It was Roxy Andrews, and I believe she won that challenge.
Yeah, and she would do the "Yes, God," and then Tamar Braxton on the show said it about 4 times. Yes, God. So I think that must be her catchphrase. Any thoughts on judges Michael Urie or Tamar Braxton though as judges?
Michael Urie is adorable, like super adorable, and
he's really cute.
Funny. He's funny, and I love the fact that he's like got it just unbuttoned enough to show some chest hair. I'm like, hey,
Daniel.
He was all right. I mean, certainly better than Carson Kressley, but I didn't find him.
No, here's my next question. You brought up a good point. Was Carson Kressley just subbing for Ross while he was gone? Because now Ross has been on way more episodes than Carson.
Now you're going to jinx it. Now we're going to get Carson back next week. Thanks, Joe.
You're welcome. Well, leading into that, Ross Matthews makes us laugh with his own impression.
Ross Matthews, do you do any impersonations?
Oh, I do a mean Morgan Freeman.
Can I hear it?
Hi, Miss Daisy. Hi. You want to take a ride? That's so good.
Mm-hmm. I don't see what the problem with that is.
Yeah, Ross was really funny. Ross has grown on me. I didn't used to be a big Ross Matthews fan. He's been very, very funny.
I still don't know when it's Ross or when it's a female judge when I hear audio. Like, I need to see a video to make sure that is actually coming out of a man.
It really is hard to tell. He really is.
I mean, even me, who has a super feminine voice, is like, really, Queen?
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Next, the girls walk down the runway. This week's theme, leather and lace.
Girl.
All right. So, Donna, I'm assuming that you have your looks ready?
I do.
All right. Let me get prepped here with your bed.
In no particular order.
All right. Hold on. Wait for the music. And go. Wait. No.
Okay, darlings, my runway rundown. Rue is giving us some twiggy realness in her cheap vinyl dollar store dress. Max, burn that bitch with fire. I hate Black Widows. Those things are scary. They bite my dogs. Jaden girl, you got your outfit at Torrid, okay? So you cannot talk about originality. This is some store-bought shit. Katya, 5 different types of lace. And none of them went together, but still gorgeous. That same wig. Violet, darling, my safe word is in Swahili, just so that I can't pronounce it. Pearl, what the fuck are you wearing? What the fuck is it? I don't get it. I don't understand the wig. I don't understand the weird leather coat, the weird pink dress, the beat. I'm lost. Fame is the love child of Cher and Elvira. I love this outfit a lot. Kennedy, darling, I just said fishnets and hefty bags. And Ginger, I just went. Thanks, Ginger. I'm 5 pounds lighter.
It's the Ginger Minge diet.
Oh, she was selling that Elvis Presley. She said it 3 or 4 times.
It was such an ugly outfit. Oh, it was just.
Daniel, it was Elvis Presley. That was the look I was going for.
I don't care. It looked like someone wore some white lace leggings over their panties. It was basically what it looked like.
You heard her and Tuck discuss the fact that is
a full body.
That is a full body suit that she made. It was cut out one seam.
Yeah.
It is 2 pieces, one seam all the way around. First of all, what are you talking about? That's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Yeah. Ugh, hideous. And it's the same fucking wig. She is taking the same wig every single week and just styling it in a different way. And
last week she had a bear on her head.
Oh, yeah. No wig. She had a bear. But every other fucking time, the wig is exactly the same. Okay, yeah, maybe Adele was a little different, but that wig is the same one she wears on the runway every fucking week. No one's noticed. Okay, sorry. I had a moment. Okay. I'm happy again. Move on.
I had a question, though. I'm trying to remember what it was. On the main stage, Rue announces that Violet Chachki and Pearl are safe. The girls leave the main stage. During the judges' critiques, Michelle thanks Max. The panel starts to criticize her, and then Max loses her mind.
Next up, Max.
Thank you, Max. for wearing another hair color.
But you know what I miss? Is the gray hair. I think you look fantastic, but I think you look normal.
Snatch Game, you had the look down 100%. What was missing was everything else. Sharon's got a really twisted sense of humor, and that was missing. And I hate to say that.
Looks like Max is coming apart.
Yeah, I just really needed to loosen the corset.
Okay.
I apologize.
Sing a
Can we get some help from Max?
That was so weird.
Oh, bitch, here we go. Cue the dramatics. You can tell she's an actress.
Max, are you okay?
So I can quite be call of a night sensation.
And now I'm ready.
I took advantage of the moment.
To stand
I don't know
again.
if this is strategy, because this is one of the first times that she's not been a shining star.
Yes.
Apropos of nothing, I love that Ginger Minge talks about fake. Little Ginger Minge who cried without shedding a single fucking tear. Yes, talks about acting.
During the judges' deliberation, they continued their critique.
Next up is Max.
When she showed up looking so great as Sharon, and then there was no characterization there, that was a real bummer for me.
Max likes to stay in a comfort zone.
I think that Max really has more potential. She just needs to find it.
I remember what I
think that is not even a subtle read. That's actually a fucked up read. She has so much potential, she just has to find it, which is his way of saying she's terrible. There's no potential.
All right, now back to the start of this section here, where it's Violet and Pearl are safe, and they're both so excited about being safe. And to me, I'm like, are you wanting to win this contest? Because basically, when you're safe like that, it just means you were neither the best nor the worst. You're just kind of the middle of the pack that you're not going to get. You're not going to win the challenge, and you're not going to lose the challenge. You're just kind of middle of the pack. I wouldn't be that excited about it.
I think that's true for Pearl.
Yeah, and you see that sometimes. You saw that with Raven when she was on, and when she was safe, she was pissed. She's like, I didn't come here to be safe. I came here to win.
Exactly.
And I respect her for that. But then there are times that when you're in a challenge that you're not super confident about, that maybe just being safe is okay, I can move on, and hopefully the next one plays to my suits.
Right, and I get that. I get it for Violet, because Violet, had to change to Alyssa Edwards, and she was okay. So her being safe, she didn't think she was going to win. But Pearl clearly did her homework, right? Pearl had the character in mind, had the the outfit and all the mannerisms and everything for this. So it's she shouldn't have been happy that she was safe. She said, but damn, why wasn't I one of the top, right?
I have two things to say about this. One, I think your point is right about Pearl. I think Violet was particularly excited because she had never been safe. Yeah. She had always had to stay out there on the main stage for all that time. Two, though, once again, we have to start looking at this from, I think a lot of those bitches don't necessarily want to win. Well, if they win, it's nice, but the longer you're on that show, the more attention you're going to get. So to them, just staying another week.
Plus, it used to be that you got something for winning. You got immunity the next week, or you got some. But now they don't give them anything. It's you're the winner. That doesn't mean anything.
You win the entire show, and you don't get much of anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Next, Jaden Dior Fierce comes up short again.
All right, next up, Jaden Dior Fierce.
Today, I'm still trying to put it all together, the look. Somehow it just falls flat.
As far as being Raven Simone, it became real, okay, I know what she's going to see vision. Once it was funny, the second time it was cute, the rest of the time it died.
Shut up. During the deliberation, the judges continued their evaluation of Jaden.
Jaden Dior Fierce.
That Snatch game for me was just really one note, and I was over it. .com.
Okay.
If I'm on RuPaul Drag Race, don't come to Shaka's little sister. You come to Shaka.
Right.
That's all she has to say about that.
Oh, wait.
Says Tony. Says Tony Braxton.
Yeah.
Wait, does this bitch refer to herself as the first person? And that's all she has to say about that. Oh, okay.
.com. No, it's I agree with her, right? If you're on RuPaul's Drag Race, come as an actual celebrity, not some B-list thing, says the sister of Tony Braxton.
Who's on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah.
That is so funny. So true, though. I was thinking the same thing when she was saying that. I was like, wait a minute, bitch, you are somebody's sister.
But hey, wait. No, to her thing, this is how those reality people work.
I have my own career. I have my own agent.
Even though the show is all about the fact that she is who she is, a sister. Right. Now that I'm on the show, it's all about me and I'm a star. It's bitch, you're on a reality show that's you're on one of those scripted fake ass shows. People only watch it because you say stupid shit because they think you're dumb.
.com.
Now, is Jaden Dior Fierce the new Candy Ho where we're like, this bitch survived again?
No, you know what? I feel for her. I kind of like Jaden.
What?
I kind of like Jaden. I think she's...
she's not white, right, Daniel?
That's not fair. I think she's a really sweet person.
Did you just call Daniel racist?
I know. It's a very subtle thing there. My gentleman caller of last night would disagree with you on that, but I'm just saying I like her as a person. I like her character. I mean, yeah, she looks like a big lesbian, but I like Jaden. I want her to do better, and I respect the fact that she makes her own outfits. Like she came up with that prison outfit with the barbed wire going through it and everything. I wasn't wild about this week's outfit, but she made it herself. She said she made it. I guess Donna disagrees, but
now I know it probably was something that she made, but it looked like something that I could probably go to a Torrid or a Lane Bryant and buy myself.
Yeah, her mistake there was using the nude from the Crayola box of flesh color, because it was like, that did not match your flesh color.
And because I wasn't here last week, I can't fully get to defend her. I have to defend her last week because out of all of them, I mean, her makeup, she put some work in. Yeah. And I mean, she pulled out some makeup tricks, and she did all this kind of burns and cuts and different things on her face, where the rest of them really just kind of went, eh.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Okay. I mean, I actually think she's kind of weak. I'm sick of her excuses. I'm sick of the drama and the always having something to say about why she's not going to be good at that challenge and crying about having to lip sync, and just like, you know what, go away. I'm done with her. Because I'm a racist.
I still like her. It doesn't mean that I want her on the show. I mean, I'll be happy when she leaves, but I don't think she's going to be in the top 3, but I do like her as a person. I like her.
No, I think she's gone soon. After the deliberation, Rue called the girls back from the main stage. Ginger and Kennedy share the win, and Rue narrows the queens down to the final 2.
Jaden Dior Fierce, your vision of Miss Simone was not so Raven. I'm sorry, my dear, but you are up for elimination. Max, your Sharon Needles missed the point. Max, I'm sorry, my dear, but you are up for elimination. 2 queens stand before me. This is your last chance to impress me and save yourself from elimination. The time has come. To lip sync for your life. Good luck, and don't fuck it up.
Did Rue pick the correct? Did Rue pick the correct bottom 2?
No,
Donna.
Oh, sorry. I'll let Donna go.
Absolutely not. I would have put Miss Fame in that bottom 2. Absolutely had her in that bottom 2. I think that even though Jaden, it got flat, there were still moments where people laughed. I don't remember a single moment when anyone laughed at Miss Fame's character.
Yes, I agree.
Should Max have been in the bottom? Absolutely. Absolutely. But what I will say is that I was fully expecting, because we have never seen her lip sync, I was fully expecting her to pull this shit out of her ass and pull a Manila Luzon and just give you the most amazing lip sync. But I think, frankly, was this a Toni Braxton song? Like, I don't know what this song was, but this song was Taylor chosen, not for Max.
Yeah, it was not to his strengths. And Max, in fairness, if you go to Vimeo, I believe friend of the show, Veronica Mann, pointed me over to the Vimeo account of Max, where you can see some of his audition stuff that he put, that he sent in. And
is Toni Braxton the one that goes, oh, sorry.
He lip syncs on that. He does a decent job, but it's very cut. It's not a solid, it's not a single shot performance. It is, different scenes with different, pieces that was later edited together. So who knows how he does live? I mean, clearly, I just don't think the song was really in his wheelhouse there.
Is Toni Braxton the one who's like, I
think she's Tamara. I think she's Tamara's sister.
Oh. So Daniel, did you say what you had to say about the final two? Who would you have put in the final 2?
In the final 2, I would have put Miss Fame and either Max or Jaden. Those are interchangeable to me, but yes, it was.
And who would you have sent home?
Miss Fame.
Oh, you think it's time for Miss Fame to go?
I just, based on that performance, she did a horrible job at the only challenge this week, which was the match game. And, she's not, I don't think she would have done well in a lip sync because she's not, that's not her strength, right? She's
they mentioned that. I didn't know that she's not a performing queen. What is she?
Okay. She is the kind of queen, I'm not going to compare her to anyone because I know I'll get shit for it. She is one of those queens that just shows up and is what she is. She shows up, she's beautiful, and she gets paid. That's the kind of thing it is. She does print stuff. I've seen some of the print stuff she does. It's beautiful, but she is mostly just a pretty face that shows up.
Yes and no, right? Yes, she's a YouTube. She has a YouTube following there about her makeup stuff. She has a lot of different makeup things. She used to work for MAC Cosmetics as a makeup instructor. So she's very heavily into. She has a following and a brand that way. Like so, she brands herself as. So she is a glamour queen. Basically, she doesn't go and do lip sync and everything. Her big claim to fame is looking really pretty. That's why she always talks about, I'm loving this look, or this is a new take on Miss Fame's look and stuff like that because that's what she does.
Interesting. Max and Jaden go head to head in the lip sync. After the song is over, Rue announces her decision.
Jaden, you're fierce. Shantae, you stay.
Thank you so much.
Oh no.
You join the other girls.
There was gasping in the bar.
Was there really?
Oh yes.
Max, you are a true original. Thank you for taking us all to the max. Now, sashay away.
I feel I did a very good job of representing myself. I stayed as classy as I definitely possibly could, and I feel like I've been in a dream this whole time. So for me to go back to Kansas from Oz, it's all so surreal, but there's no place like home.
Now, I will say this about Max's outfit, Donna. You said that you don't like Black Widows or whatever, but you do know that little hourglass type logo that she had cut into the back of her dress there, which is in red, which looks like a Black Widow. That's her logo, right? That he has a tattoo of that on his arm. So it's like the Max Collective logo is Max.
Well, no, and I do love it. It's just my little I really don't like Black Widows, but I'm from an area of California where they exist and they're terrible. But her outfit was stunning. The corset was gorgeous. But yeah, it's just, I frankly, I wouldn't have changed her wig. I at the same time, she did the wig, she did the differences, she was gorgeous, but it is the same thing she always does. It was kind of different, but not different enough. I love Max and I encourage her and everything she does. It's just, it was just time.
I think it's just another case of, she wasn't the worst person. Her crime was that this was supposed to be her strength and she didn't perform. So it's not a matter that she did worse. She could have performed better than anyone. The fact is that this was her strength. Like Trixie not being funny was a worse sin in RuPaul's eyes, or whoever makes those decisions. That was a worse sin in their eyes because she's supposed to be funny as opposed to someone who's not. So in this case, it was Max not performing well on this was a much worse crime than say Miss Fame not performing well, because that's not Miss Fame's gig.
I can understand that.
Were you sad though, Daniel? Were you shocked? Was there a gasp from you, an audible gasp?
Yes. When Max left, yes, because I, the guy next to me, I was talking to the guy next to me, and we were trying to figure out who was going to be the bottom two, and we had decided that it was going to be Jaden and Miss Fame, and then she calls out Jaden, and we're like, yeah, there you go, and it was Miss Fame and Max left, and then when she called Max, we're like, oh wow, well I guess Jaden's going home. So when she said Jaden, you're safe, we were both like, oh, wow, oh my god, yeah.
Now, Daniel, I want to have a bone to pick with you.
Okay.
Please stop. Stop texting me that when I don't watch it till later, and you're like,
"I'm sorry."
Oh my god! And I was like, "Oh shit!" So I knew it was Max.
I'm sorry.
When it was
Now,
down to those
were
two.
you oh my godding that, or were you oh my godding what Rue said after?
No,
she said Max away?
Yeah, I was oh my godding the Max thing. And in my defense, I watch it in a bar and I drink while I watch it, so I apologize.
That's what I figured.
Girl, do what you got to do. It's okay.
Look, let's actually get to what Donna's talking about, because it's vindication for Donna. Just when you thought the episode was over, RuPaul drops a bombshell.
My 7 sisters, I have a confession to make. I fear I've made a terrible mistake. That I've let one of the eliminated queens go home too soon.
Rue, girl, what?
I'm just not sure which one. Could it be Tempest du Jour, Sasha Bell, Jasmine Masters, Trixie Mattel, Mrs. Kasha Davis, Candy Ho, or Max?
Ah, shit.
No.
Well, I'm sure it'll come to me.
Go ahead. I'll let you.
I wasn't going to say anything. I think this is exactly what Donna predicted.
Right. Now,
it is what I predicted. It did not happen when I predicted it. Right. What I will say is that if you look back and you look at all these queens, the only one that has had outrage about her being voted off, the only one who has really been out there, and you see a lot on I'm on Tumblr. When you look at some of the Tumblr groups for RuPaul's Drag Race, that she is a big one, is Trixie.
Okay, but remember, this was filmed last August, so it's like they had no idea how big this outrage would be or stuff like that. So you can't really count on that because this isn't happening in real time. What I can tell you for a fact is that it is not Jasmine Masters. And I'll tell you why. Entertainment Weekly has an exclusive where they interviewed all of the eligible queens and asked them the question of why they should come back. And Jasmine's answer to it was, Rue should pick me to come back so I can do Nene Lakes for Snatch Game. It's like, well... So she didn't come back, or else she would have known that Snatch Game had already happened.
Yeah. Well, look. Look. I know we're not allowed to talk about the editing, but I mean, this is why we knew it was going to be the case. They built Trixie up in those first 3 episodes so much that it was like they had to do as much as possible to help that outrage happen. It's Trixie, and here's the thing:
hoping it is.
If it's Trixie and Trixie goes far along and not just get eliminated the first episode, second episode goes far,
yes,
that will be one of the greatest moves that RuPaul's Drag Race has made.
No, I agree.
But as we know from the past, this has happened before. Every time that they have brought back an eliminated queen, that queen has gone home that episode.
But this only happened a couple
with the rare exchange of the bitch that was kicked off season 1 and came back, or kicked off season 2 and then came back season 3.
But the danger here is, we get into this during presidential election, right? Well, a senator has never won the presidential election since 1942 or whatever. It's like, but until it happens, right? Until Barack Obama wins as a senator, it's like, there's only 7 seasons plus an All-Stars. There's not enough history here to say that something always happens or something always. I mean, there's not enough sample size here. There's been 7 seasons and they don't bring someone back every season. So at most we're talking about 3 different occasions.
Well, the only thing I will say that will be against this person, if it's Trixie especially, is there have been 2 weeks in real time and then 4 episodes that Trixie hasn't been there. She's not going to, she's going back a little rusty. Yeah. There's a pace to the show. They understand how the show works. They have more time playing on the show than she does. She was only there for 3 episodes. They've been there for 8 by the time she comes there.
Which really leads me to the question. Do they sequester? Do these queens stay there in that hotel the entire run?
Don't know.
Well, I think
they always say, you always see it on Tuck, I can't wait to go home, and it's like they're going home. I don't think they go anywhere.
Oh, I think they go to a different hotel because you would have to, because, every summer, I don't know how I get on this pipeline, but they'll know who the contestants are because the people who really are into drag queens will be like, well, no one's seen Miss Fame for 3 weeks. No one's seen these people for X number of weeks. So if people just came back right away, they would be like, oh, well, they would know the order. So they would have to keep them sequestered for the entire time, but they just moved to another hotel, I think.
Yeah, that's a question that maybe if we interview somebody, we can ask, right?
I'm on Facebook. Okay, let's talk about this right now. Which queen and it could be from any season, should I send a Facebook message to invite them for an interview on the show?
Well, not Miss Kasha.
Who you realistically get?
Not Miss Kasha Davis or Jasmine Masters, because we have talked trash about them.
That's why I think a previous season might be better.
I think we can tell Katya that we're all sober. And that
I think this season's going to be rough. They're being pulled out from all directions. I'll be honest with you. Unless you do like a Tempest du jour, I think they're being pulled in all directions. I think if you go last season, who's like a sort of like maybe like a I
don't know. Ben de la Creme would be great. I would love to talk to Ben de la Creme. Let's see.
Yeah, we can talk about this off the air, but we should send some messages out to people, and maybe you never know. You might even be able to get this season.
Right. Jinx would be awesome to talk to.
Jinx would be great. I know it would be a tough sell, but you actually might be able to get Pandora Box because she is trying to endorse her new web series.
Right. Also, she's LA based. I think a lot of the LA based ones are easier.
Yeah, but then they'd have to go to your house.
No, we can do it from wherever.
We can just Skype. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter where they are. It doesn't matter. Maybe it's even easier if they're not from LA because they're not.
Maybe
as
have
busy.
that cute boy with you though. Maybe that might be a good sell.
Adam, I think he's outside.
Hi.
All right. I have a thing that's coming up here in 15 minutes, so we got to get through this.
There is Dick coming.
Shut up.
He's got stuff to do.
Shut up. All right, let's...
Notice when he doesn't have Dick coming, all of a sudden he wants to do a 3-hour episode.
Whatever. All right, let's get to our emails that we had that came in here before we talk about Untucked. Let's just get to our emails really quickly. By the way, is there anything we need to talk about on Untucked? It was basically, it was the Fame and Violet. I'm not Fame. It was the Pearl and Violet show for
Everybody should watch it, but there's nothing to really talk about specifically.
I think the only thing that really stood out in my mind about Untucked was when Katya went outside and put Ginger's, I'm going to be very gracious here and call it a foot, put Ginger's whatever the fuck that was up on top of the thing. Because like, oh my God, what is that? That is so weird looking. That's like not a human foot. It's like she's wearing like a pair of bear slippers or something. It was really, it was really frightening. Anyway, emails came in this week from Turniphead, subject unicornbooty.com. And he's linking to us an article on unicornbooty.com that basically says that this is the weakest contestants ever, blah, blah, blah. We've talked about this before. I will put the link in our show notes so that if you want to read that article, you can. But Turniphead adds, I could not have said it better myself. I only keep watching because I'm hoping it will get better and to get creeped out by all the boy butter commercials, which I don't watch it with the commercials. I guess there's boy butter commercials on when you watch it on Logo.
When I used to watch it broadcast, when I used to watch it broadcast, you see the boy butter commercials and they're really, really creepy and weird. He's right. Now I just watch it. Yeah, I watch it on my iTunes and whatnot, so I don't see them.
Also,
I loved last season because I loved those commercials where the people started off clothed and they stripped down naked. Those were my favorite.
What were they trying to say? Because it wasn't
something about AIDS. I don't know.
Yeah,
it wasn't AIDS-y, but there was like, oh my God, some of those boys were sexy. Yeah, get in your chonies.
Take it. Own it. This is who I am. Daniel, I don't care that you have Dick coming later. This is me, okay? I'm taking my clothes off and I'm presenting myself.
All right. Also from Turniphead, he adds, whatever happened to Santino Rice?
I actually have an update on that.
Yes?
Nobody cares.
So I go on Wikipedia to get the lipstick message from the mirror, and somebody, I guess with some sort of knowledge, put all the guest judges and the main stage challenges for the rest of the season.
Yes.
And Santino Rice is coming back as a guest judge this season.
Oh my God, you know he must be pissed. You know that is going to be an awkward ass episode. Oh my God.
Devil bitch Santino Rice is going to be back on the thing. All right.
Yeah.
From Musing Mark, by the way, thank you, Turniphead. From Musing Mark, subject Snatch Game. Hi, guys. I thought that Violet made the right choice to portray Alyssa Edwards. She was a dead ringer for Alyssa. But why did she tell Fame she didn't have a backup character and then go on to nail Alyssa? She made Fame fight to do an unfunny Donatella Versace. Oh, the shade of it all. Ooh, no, maybe Violet is an evil genius.
I never actually thought of that. That's pretty genius.
Jaden's look on the runway was supposed to be a nude illusion, but created no illusion of nudity. When she has to
it was?
Yeah, that's how she described it. I made a nude illusion with his. That's why I said the Crayola nude color, or the flesh color crayon. Jaden, let's see. When she
knows she's black, right?
And when she has to lip sync against Mac, I thought if they play a Shaka Khan song, this is rigged, and they play a soulful song which favored Jaden. Is it fair?
A soulful song?
Is it fair that lip sync song often complements the ethnicity of one queen over the other? A white queen will probably suck at lip syncing to an Aretha Franklin song, for example. A black queen may have problems with the Pink song. What do you think? I think that's completely unfair. I don't believe that at all.
It's unfair, but the problem is that it's unfair. But you have seen situations where it has happened.
Yeah, I don't think it has to do with the race of this.
It doesn't do with the race. It's just, unfortunately, some songs do favor certain people. Obviously.
If the song has, like, if it was a Miami Sound Machine song where they're singing parts of it in Spanish and you don't know Spanish and you're like fucking up the lip sync because you don't know the words, then that's gonna.
Perfect example is Willem. When she was lip syncing, it was a country song.
Yeah,
and of course she's gonna tear that song up compared to Jiggly Caliente, who. She's no fucking country music.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It really has more to do with the familiarity of the music, not necessarily.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also, same thing for season 5 when Jinx was lip syncing against Roxy Andrews, and they did that Malumbo number 5 by Ima Sumac. I mean, that's a crazy ass song that only Jinx would be able to do.
Right.
And be able to pull off. Also, remember Latrice Royale did that whenever she had lip sync for her life. She got that Natural Woman with Aretha Franklin. Who else are you going to get to do Aretha Franklin? tore it up.
That's because she can't move. And who do you think is coming back next week? And I believe we've already covered that. Well, actually, did we? I think it's Trixie. Are we all?
Trixie.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, who else could it be?
Musing Mark. And on a very sad note, our condolences go out to one of our listeners from Canada who lost his partner this week. To Urban Guy T.O., whose partner passed away. You have our condolences, and we. I don't know what else to say other than we're sorry. There's nothing much to say there. Anyway,
that's so sad.
It is. He's my age too, which
was it sudden or what? This is sad, Daniel. Let's talk about this off the air.
Is this expected?
Right.
Well, that's a great way to go in.
I know. I'm sorry. I completely destroyed the show. Here, you know what? Let me get the vibe back real quick. Such a horrible song.
Well, thank you for joining us for another recap of RuPaul's Drag Race. You can join us every Tuesday live on Pride48.com at 8 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Wait, no, that's not true anymore.
Yeah.
Download the show wherever you get your podcasts. Also, visit our website, Pride48.com/RDRR, where you can find all of our contact information. Leave us a comment and find all of our old episodes. So, until next week, for Daniel Brewer, Donna Suggarz, and myself,
sashay away. Until next week.